What is up, YouTube? And today we're going to be talking about the newly released ML 5-star and honestly why I think you probably shouldn't pull for him. So we do have successor TAEYOU, who has recently released, and he looks amazing, don't get me wrong. We haven't actually had a lot of good ML 5-stars in a while, if any at all actually. So kind of nice and a breath of fresh air that Smilegate decided to release a male character for once. And, you know, he might look very, very strong on paper when you watch content creators use him, but don't get baited. You're going to see I didn't even try to summon for him because just looking at his kit, you know, he looks very strong. Let's actually go over his kit first before we talk about him in depth so you guys can understand. So basically the way he works is that he has like a fighting spirit mechanic, and you really want to get him to 100, and you get fighting spirit on him by actually decreasing the enemy CR. And you can pair him with a lot of characters that do that. He also has this S1 that will also decrease CR. And the reason you want to get him to 100 Fighting Spirit is because you get Possession. And Possession is very strong because it gives you a ton of attack. And it makes it so that if you try to focus him down, he just counterattacks when he gets crit. And it empowers his S1 to do a lot more damage and give him attack buff. And also makes his S3 give him a 2-turn invincibility instead of a 1-turn one, as well as give him you know, just an extra turn. And his S3 of course has this dispel from all enemies and has a 75% chance to defense break, or 85% chance, sorry, and you can also soul burn this to ignore effect resist, so not even a guarantee on the defense break, which is, you know, not the end of the world. But the biggest problem in his kit lies within just like the meta that you're facing, right? So anything that counters Fighting Spirit, see Phantom Politis, and also Elvira, even to an extent, if you play him in RTA, just kind of hard shut him down. Also, you know, Possession's very good, mostly because of the counterattacking. You saw it with like ML Celine, it's very good because she counterattacks a lot. And if you have him on like Lifesteal Artifact or set, you can, you know, sustain very easily, which is probably what you want to do with him. But the problem is Mort, Green Mort, super prevalent in the meta, just counterattacking units, funny enough. And because of that, it's pretty hard to actually use him, right? And he is very stat hungry because this invincible can get stripped off by anything. So you definitely need like effect resist on him if you wanted to stay on him for a while. So even though he gets like a 2-turn invincibility, it's like kind of a bait because this gets dispelled off very simply by a lot of characters. Like C Phantom Politis not only lowers his fighting spirit game, but also can strip his S3 invincibility very easily. So he's just very hard to build as like just any player, honestly, because you need damage, you need bulkiness, you need effect resist. The only thing you don't need is effectiveness. So he kind of has the same problem as like ML Kayron, where, and not to that degree of course, where he needs a lot of stats and he is kind of hard to use. But sure, if you do make him work, you can do a ton of damage with his empowered S1. But you know, this Possession only lasts 2 turns as well, not even 3 turns. And like, it's very hard to actually use him and build a team comp around him. So honestly, I think not really worth your summons. I don't have him, so I can't really, you know, say for sure that he's not worth it. But I actually, you know, did fight him quite a bit in PvP, and I've been watching some friends actually play, you know, with him on their team, and it just doesn't seem like you can pick him very often, if at all, honestly, for Guild Wars offense or Arena offense because of the current meta. So it's very hard to use him. Even though he looks super cool, you're not going to really be able to use him a lot of the times. I think he is still kind of strong if you can get him to work, but nothing, you know, near the, you know, line of borderline like broken or overpowered, such as we had with like ML Luna and ML Politis and like Harsetti and even ML Ilyanov. I don't think he's on their level, but he's still a strong character. But for me, my personal belief is that I'm not going to really go to pity unless the character's like super broken, because Mystic Metals are hard to come by, and Smilegate always releases broken ML 5-stars because they want to make money, and I think this one is an easy skip for me. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about him. I think he's a pretty strong unit, like a 7 out of 10, but does struggle in the current meta, is pretty hard to set up and very hard to build, and he's just very awkward because, you know, you want to build him on full damage, but then you can't really because you need to build up the fighting spirit, so he needs to be kind of tanky. And then if you build him too tanky, it's kind of awkward because then you probably want him on lifesteal set so he can sustain, and then you also have to build him on effect resist because of invincibility. So yeah, just very weird for me. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about him, or if you're going for him personally. I don't think it's worth it, but yeah, thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next video.